Hi, everybody. My name is Edna from the Revenate Singapore office. Today, I'm recording a interview with one of my friends from the industry, Haryadi Satriono from Plataran Hotels, and we'll be discussing digital marketing strategy during COVID. So COVID is unlike anything before. We've seen pandemics and economic downturns impacting travel before, but never have all of these come together in the way that they are today. And from the dark comes the need to shine with new light, new ideas, and new ways of breaking out of the norm. And because of this, I'm inspired to use my platform here as an opportunity to understand from hoteliers themselves what's happening at the world's most important hotel brands through interviews with their leaders. So as you can see here, joined with me is Haryadi Satriono from Plataran Hotels. He's deeply connected with the hotel and digital marketing world. He spent over 15 years leading marketing teams at some of the most luxurious global brands like Ritz-Carlton, Pan Pacific, Banyan Tree, and most recently, the exotic Plataran Hotels in Indonesia, as you can see from the background. So I'll let Harry introduce himself here in a second. Harry, Plataran Hotel Group has businesses not only in boutique hotels and resorts, cruises, and even dining and event venues. What was your background just before joining Plataran Hotels?
Yeah, I mean, Edna, I'm always deep in my heart, I'm always a true hotelier, right? So as you mentioned before, I've been working for the hospitality industry for over 15 years right now. But just before I actually started working for Plataran Indonesia, I was actually working for a fast-growing SaaS company that provides business intelligence or rate shopper tools that the hoteliers can use as part of their revenue management strategies. And they were planning to penetrate Indonesia market as part of their expansion plan. So I had the opportunity to basically join that company as the pioneer to basically penetrate Indonesia market.
Wow, that's amazing. So you've been leading teams at hotels. Not only that, but you've also been on the other side, kind of looking at like on a wider scheme, digital, all things digital marketing.
That's correct. Exactly.
And yeah, Harry, there's no right framework that really applies to all hotels. But in your own words, how do you think COVID has affected the way you market to your guests?
Well, definitely, it's not slowing us down. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's just making us a lot more busier. So, in that perspective, the way we see it, we're basically adapting towards a more personal approach. And this is the fundamental. It's very, paramount for us. And that's one of the main reasons why we actually developed recently our new loyalty program called Circle of Friends. So, the key here is basically adapting with a personal approach, which we feel that, this is something that we really need to do. And it's basically, paramount to our business for the time being.
Mm-hmm. And what's interesting about Plataran Hotels, and in our conversations, you've mentioned to me that your group has hotels all across Indonesia. Do you see different trends in different parts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of new trends coming up, right? But there's one probably that is really stands out, more than the others, and that trend is actually the one who is traveling overland. You know what I'm saying? So they are hesitant right now to basically take flights, doing this time. So instead, they're kind of like saying that, hey, you know what? We've got a new toll road that actually the government of Indonesia has actually built I think about last year. Okay, so this is the opportunity for a lot of the Indonesians to travel overland and to see different part of Indonesia, that have different perspective, different cultures in that perspective. So we're seeing that that trends are coming much stronger right now, taking being with the families, traveling together with couples or friends, and this is where we actually see the really trends that really stand out amongst many other trends that's developing right now in Indonesia or in the market.
Mm-hmm. And riding on that with all these different trends, how are you marketing online? Are you using social media, newsletters, direct advertising?
Right. Well, you know what? In that perspective, obviously, we try to basically use every single resources that we have and know of, to help us boost our performance. So my team and I are those type of people that are not afraid to try, doing something to begin with, right? So we always try to make things differently. Okay. And then by doing so, you'll get a better understanding what works and what doesn't work. So you can ensure to always make progress. But to do so effectively, we're transforming also the way we work step by step to use some form of an automation system where applicable.
Well, and we're honored to be working with such an iconic Indonesian brand. I've worked closely with your team. You're very creative and innovative, so I can surely attest to that. So I guess just to summarize here and to close this off, a good question would be, well, what made you decide to select Revinate as a partner to help you achieve that goal?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, the thing about it is when we were looking and deciding what kind of platform or system that we want to basically choose, so we had a couple of objectives. I think it was probably around 3 or 5, if I still remember it correctly. So we look at it and say that, okay, what makes sense, among that 3 or 5 objectives, okay, is the best system that really can nail it down. Okay, so when we look at it, between the feature that is very user friendly, make our work more effective, and more efficient, and then it just brings us down to basically Revenate system, to be honest with you.
That's awesome. Thanks for the kind words and the shout out. So, although there are many
Likewise.
changes in the travel industry, right, Harry, where consumer behavior, marketing trends, and booking habits are just far from what it was before, I think the Platarum brand offers a really special experience that's unique to its rich culture. We're excited for what's ahead, and we can't wait to see the success we'll bring with Platarum Hotels.
Thank you. Likewise. Absolutely.
Thank you, Harry, for joining me today.
It's a pleasure, Edna.